morning light begins to pour over the eastern hills and flood McCallum Harbour. The fishermen climb aboard. The cliffs echo with the coughs and roars of outboards and make-and breaks. It's the middle of June. It's the beginning of another day here on the south coast of Newfoundland. Not a hint of the pea soup fog so common here in springtime. Just the warm sun beaming down on a glassy sea and the boats racing out to the fishing ground. When you see a flock of gulls wheeling about and chattering over the stern of a fishing boat, you figure there's probably some fish on board. But from the looks of it, there's lean pickings for the gulls today. There's not much in the nets. But this is not really surprising, for while June is the busiest month of the year for most Newfoundland fishermen, it's a rather slack time here on the southwest coast. The main cod fishery is in winter. In summer, you pick away at it and take whatever the sea offers: cake, pollock, ling, and hopefully a few cod too. But there's not much of anything this morning. Carl Skinner had quite a mixture of fish, but added together, it was far from a day's pay for two men. Carl, you got a variety of fish there. Show me the different kinds you got. I know the codfish, of course.
Oh, hell yeah, well, this is the cod here.
Yeah.
That's the codfish. And this is the haddock.
It's the haddock.
Don't get too many of them, though.
Right.
And this is the pollock. And we get a lot of them. Remember, this summertime, this time of year, well, that's most we get, but it seems like this year there's none of that around.
Is that right?
I don't know if it's chasing the capon or what.
And the one with the whiskers?
This is what we call the hake. That's the ling.
The ling. It's got whiskers on the side, like.
Yeah, the whiskers.
Yeah. So that's not worth very much.
That's one of the small ones.
How much are they worth now, the ling?
That's we only get 6 cents, six and a half. That's all we get for that. And 7.5 for pollock. So you want more than that to make a day's pay.
Yeah. So you've got about 400 pounds there, but it's probably only what, $30, $40?
Well, it's not over $40 horse there anyway.
Yeah.
That's for 2 days too.
2 days fishing.
That's 2 days.
Yeah. So it's hardly worth to be at it, is it?
It's not worth it. Not worth it. It's not worth it, sir. Well, it seems like it's getting scarcer every year. You know? It's like off every year. That's what it seems like. There's too much going on off there. The French draggers cleaning it up. Don't get a chance to come into the land.
But can you notice a difference though in your landings now over the past 5 or 10 years?
Yes, no. We use 18 nets now. When we started, we only use 10 nets.
For the same amount of fish?
Well, we used to do better out of them. Say 4 or 5 years ago, that's how nets we used to use. And now we got to double it, almost triple it now. We get that amount of fish.
And so this summer, there weren't enough fish around McCallum to keep the gulls happy, let alone the fishermen. The inshore fishermen here blamed the French trawlers overfishing further offshore in the disputed waters of 3PS. Overfishing, a cry we heard wherever we went this past year. The boats returned home to McCallum, disappointed with their day's catch, concerned for the future of their families and their community. For places like McCallum depend on the fishery, and the fishery alone. McCallum is tucked away in a bowl-shaped harbour. Its houses cling to the sides of rocky hills. Its people look to the sea, and the sea only, for sustenance. They're fishermen here and proud of it. McCallum is completely isolated. The sea is the only highway. There are no cars, no trucks, no traffic jams. But that doesn't mean there isn't a need for roads. Some of the paths about the community are in terrible condition. But everyone's as proud as punch over the new system of boardwalks recently built. The main road in McCallum can be a busy place. Many small communities on the south coast gave up the ghost years ago. The people moved away to larger centres. But not the people of McCallum. It's a remarkable little place, really. Homes huddled together on the sides of the hills, patches of soil coaxed into production. Satellite dishes pulling in visions of a faster-paced outside world. Lavinia Skinner came to McCallum years ago as a schoolteacher, settled down, and raised a family.
Everybody's independent. They're their own person. It's most all inshore fishermen. There's a few people on draggers. And actually, when I came here teaching, and people were saying, well, you're silly to go in there because the people are going to move out. But the people were stubborn here. They could make a living here, and they said no way. They didn't want to move out. So the people stayed here, and they're still making a living here. Some years it's good. Other years they barely make ends meet, probably. But everybody's in the same boat. And when I say boat, I don't mean a pun by that. Actually, it isn't a boat because we're fishermen here.
Right.
But like I say, everybody makes a living, and nobody goes for welfare.
So why move, hey?
Well, I mean, it's better to be where you can make a living and have to put up with a few inconveniences, I guess, than it is to go to a large place where you got everything in your hands, but you got to depend on the government for welfare. Everybody sooner be making their own living.
Making a living here in McCallum is a bit harder these days. The intense fishing pressure offshore just has to affect the income and the way of life of the people who choose to live in these small places. They're a proud, independent lot, and they've done well with what they have. But they know the sea is their lifeline, and they feel it's being chafed away. Once McCallum was not alone. There were many other communities on this shore. One of them was a place called Pushthrough. We went there. There's nothing left of Pushthrough now. The last of the homes have crumbled and collapsed. Not much indication that over 200 people lived here. We wandered about, found an old galvanized bucket, a rusty pot-bellied stove, a little boy's truck, and a lonely cemetery on top of a hill. Pushthrough. Nothing left now but these fading relics and the ever-constant murmur of the sea. Nearby, the community of Great Jarvis. Yes, this is all that's left of it. The Morris family lives here. They move out here in the spring from their new home in St. Albans and stay here till November. Lobster fishing, cod fishing, trapping. This is Jack. He's the oldest. This is Brother Tom on the right, and Brother Augustine on the left. He's the skipper. And first cousin Clayton Morris. A remarkable crowd, the Morris clan. They live here alone for half the year, working hard from dawn till dark and enjoying every moment of it. Jack, there's not a great deal of woods out right here where you're living. I suppose you got to go on the bait a bit. Have you to get it?
Oh yeah, we got to go on the bait. There's nothing here. Nothing, only hills and cliffs.
The Morrises come here to make a living, but there's more to it than pulling fish in over the gunnel. For these are men of the soil as well as of the sea. For them, going back to Great Jarvis is going back to their old way of life. You'll often find them out in the garden.
We haven't got much time for farming, see, boy. We keep too busy at the fishery, but...
And get farm and fish, that's the only thing you can do. That don't hurt. They growed a lot since last week.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't take it very long.
Once it starts, it grows on. If you let it grow, I want it to grow any bigger.
Yeah. It's our way of life, it's all our way down, you know, so in that case, you know, it comes easy, you know. Long hours, well, you doesn't mind that, you know.
I got enough to make a few pies now, anyway.
There we are.
Go. tear that in and I'll cut it up in it. Put it in a plastic bag.
This is a little garden. This is the gooseberry tree. We use that for our own work, making our own jams. And
Oh, yeah? You planted this yourself?
oh, yeah, I planted that myself. And all these trees back here, planted all these. There's poplars. We put that in only about that high. And
Right.
now, look how he's running up.
I see.
All the trees you see here, we planted the old works ones. All that, every old works of that, we planted that.
I can see you're pretty proud of this place.
Oh, yeah, I love it there. I mean, it's where you was born and reared to, and you made your living there all your lifetime. So
So
I
you still
suppose-
find time, even though you're 14 hours on the water.
that's right, yeah. You're working from daylight to dark, but I don't mind it. I come in there now, I can go and have lunch now, and I feel just as fresh as I do in the morning. I don't make a bit of difference to me for that part, although I'm getting old, you know.
When we return, we'll go lobster fishing in Dory with the Morris boys, out under the cliffs of Bay Despair. Early next morning, we steamed along the rocky shores of Bay Despair till we found Clayton and Jack Morris out hauling their lobster pots. Not doing too much weather this morning,
No, but there's not too much you can say. Lobster's getting pretty scarce now. That's where they're all kicked up, you know, after all the spring. Sometimes you can't get one for the other. I think we got one this time.
Have you? Oh.
I don't know. It could be too small, though. Yeah, that one down it.
Just made it.
Have we got 2 and 3 pound ones sometimes? A lot of spawn on the go too this year. Turn me around there a little bit, Jack. That's the only ones that's I got them finished there now. I figure after a couple months around the ground with your kitchens on. Most of us now small ones.
Right. No, you use you roll a lot from.
Oh
trap to
yes,
trap.
yeah, we roll a lot. And when they're blowing, sometimes we use the motor.
Yeah.
But mostly we use the paddle all we can. Because around shore there's so many rocks and that, and you're afraid that you'll be up your blade.
You like this life, I believe, don't you?
Oh, it's okay, I guess. I guess it's okay, because you've done so much of it, but we're kind of used to it. Yes, I saw me finished with that, but that's too young now. I see that's too young now, so I guess it's probably about finished there.
But you can still do a good day's work, though.
And it's something, I suppose, Dave, but what happened, we wanted it. If Lobster don't take we found this morning, we want a big day today. I said, we want a long day. Do you want to stand in sunshine no time, you know? These little buckers one.
Are you bothered with wind? Is it a dangerous place to fish?
No, it's not dangerous because you're in a bay, like, I mean, it's not really dangerous like it is on the outside. And there's a lot of, there's probably lots of fishermen get drowned, but a lot of them boats probably not capable either, Dave, right? You take them canoes you buy in. Small aluminum boats not capable of loading lobster traps, eh? Because you put anything on this, you can't hurt it.
Half the time those doors are so heavy, it's hard to get them around the shore, see what? That's why we use the paddles most of the time.
A few lobster pots in here, too.
Yeah,
That's Augustine's from
that's my brother, they use them. I guess we didn't touch them, we'd be hungry, I guess.
Well, 'twas time to say goodbye to Jack and Clayton. Their lobster traps were all hauled, and 'twas time for them to move out and check their gill nets. And 'twas time for us to move further in the bay to where Augustine and Tom were fishing in the other dory.
She wants to come back. He's in the bottom, that one.
Augustine and Tom usually fish together at lobster time and have more traps to haul than Clayton and Jack.
For that.
From dawn till dark, they're out here, fair weather and foul, skirting the cliffs, trying to outwit the lobsters. It's hard work, but it's a life they know and love.
Yeah. See,
You got one here.
there's 3 or 4 in that one, but they're no good, you know.
Too small.
Too undersized. You see that?
Yeah.
See?
Don't you have to measure that one?
That one is not going to make it either. And neither is that one. 3 there.
To go back in the water.
Well, that's 3 for next year, I
Well,
suppose.
they're there for.
That's the difference. What makes it good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
If you didn't get no small ones, no spawning ones, it'd be useless for you to go at it next year. There wouldn't be no around. Yes, Dave, I would say we throw away probably some days many as 50 of them spawning lobsters.
Yeah.
And beautiful lobsters, probably £2 each, some £3. Packed right full of eggs.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose it's utter foolishness to keep.
It is, you know, but there is an awful lot of people don't value that at all. They just take them lobsters and throw them off and beat the eggs out of them and everything.
Really?
Well, see, that's what puts the ground down.
Sure.
We people have been fishing around this coast all our lifetime, ever since we started, and we still get lobster.
Yeah.
And there's other places they can't hardly get one of these.
So you get just as many now as you did years ago?
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's about the
We
same.
get just
Every
many.
year goes about the same way, you know.
Well, that says a lot, doesn't it?
But you got to be careful with it.
Yeah. So you treat it like it's your own farm
That's true.
almost.
That's true. We nurse them lobsters like we would a baby, saying it. If you got a female lobster there full of eggs, we lay her overboard back up where you won't beat no eggs out of her.
Right.
And that takes good care of them. You go throwing them off there, probably you beat claws out of her, isn't it?
Well, one time people used to eat the small ones
That's
and the
true,
spawning
that's
ones too,
right,
I guess.
Yeah, I would say
And
yes.
I dare
no.
say they're still done.
We never.
Yes, that's done in a lot of places now, I guess.
That's out. There's no way we never cooks this undersize.
Not big enough for them.
You see it?
You see?
And if he come close to getting hold of my hand, you just give him a check. I think he.
I guess you can almost tell by looking at them now.
Pretty close, so we get so many. You know.
We've been handled in many of them. We can pretty well tell.
Well, that's pretty good for the end of the season, though.
Oh
isn't it?
yes,
To
yes, they're not
see
too bad
lobsters.
at all.
We don't find any difference in the end. You know, we do in the first of it, but really
And we
you got
look
the.
after our bait good, you know. We try to keep plenty of bait. That's the main thing in lobster fishing, is having good bait. Give her a little kick up around there now, slow.
Switch on.
Okay.
Now, how deep is the water where you catch the lobsters?
Oh, spring of the year, we catch them about 8, 9 fathoms of water. But now we've moved in and fed them 2 fathoms. Closer you can get now, the better. He's right inshore.
Never get too close when the water gets warm.
And the rougher the water, the shoulder you get. I've seen traps out of water, you get lobsters in them. But then when it comes to sea, it beats them up, see? When you're chewing that one, but you're not wanting to, this one.
Get. I think it's spawny. Better look. You got it.
He's spawning.
This one's losing his spawn. Probably time the end of the season now. You know, time the end of June, he could be marketing. You know.
Right.
See how much.
She's laying all her eggs now.
There's lots
What's
of them.
this container you got here, Tom, inside? No, is
This
that?
herring is cut up and put in that. See?
Oh, it's
That's
just
the bait that's in there for the lobster.
Yeah.
to protect it from the conners?
From Connor.
You putting the herring bare now, and the conners will pick them right out. Next day you come back, there's nothing in the traps.
How many pots do you fish? No?
250.
And your brother, your other brother,
They got out 100. Yeah.
how many pounds of lobsters do you figure you'll have, no?
Oh, we might have probably 80 pounds when the day is over.
Couldn't make it. Probably get to 100. You know.
Well, we might hook to 100, but we could do 80 anyway.
Yeah. So that's over $200.
100 pounds, we're $245. We get $245 pound for them.
So you really depend on the lobster fishery. That's one of your main incomes.
Oh,
I
it
guess.
is, definitely. That's our main income. So we do nothing else, we just lobster. We wait till we get lobster season over, then we go out to cod.
Right.
And if you're doing 2 jobs, you fool you up like.
What's that in there?
Yeah, that's the sea otters they're using there. They got their babies up there, their little puppies.
Really?
Yeah, they got 4 or 5 puppies up there in that hill.
So
That's
you
where
see them here sometimes?
Oh yes, we see them there. They gets out rolling around that like cats. We've seen the mother otters take the bait out of our lobster trap and carry it ashore for the young ones. See the young ones in the landmark.
Really?
And then the old mother goes ashore with the bait she steals out of the trap and carry it ashore for the young ones.
Oh, you call them sea otters. They spend their life here in the salt
Right,
water.
in the salt water all the time. Round the sea the old time, winter and summer.
There's one there we didn't get.
No,
the little one.
The little one is undersized. He's also spawn-deering.
Tom, it makes sense to throw back the small ones and the spawny ones.
Oh,
it really do. Yes.
I really like it when we get a lot of spawn and small ones in it, you know. Looks better for the next season, see?
It's a pretty interesting life you've got out
Oh,
here.
ever, yes. You
It's
see
not-
all kinds, you know.
It's not all work.
No, that's
The
right.
time, you know, it's a lot of work, but the time really go fast because there's always so much to do, you know. People around Bay Spear wonder your punches the time. It is the idea you're always busy, you know, and you only got about 6 months, so.
We're at it every night to 8 and 9 o'clock every night, that's something. That's all you can get here.
One deer, he's still undersized. That's about all that's here left. You bite your fingers too if they get a chance, you know. They get no
Not
mercy.
big enough, is he? Too small. Oh my gosh, the run of a day, we throw some lobsters back.
Yes.
In those areas now, usually we get the most of the good ones cleaned up, you know. Just more or less we just check them to see, but.
Yeah, when I was 13 years old, I caught my first lobsters there. And I've been around this ground ever since, every year. Yeah.
It's a good life though, Augustine. You
Well,
enjoy it.
I liked it. I enjoys it. I mean, you're away from home and everything like that for a while, but still I enjoys it. I really enjoys it.
It's only one.
I shouldn't be working on the water and I would on the land anytime at all.
How about you, Tom?
Oh, it's good. But there's one problem, we're soon going to be running out of time. We're getting up there, ain't got no young fellas to take over.
Well, you work pretty hard, but there's a healthy life too, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, it's good, you know.
Don't feel anything anyway. I feel pretty good.
There's a bugger. He lost his arm one time, see that?
Oh, yeah.
But you grow him again, you know.
How do you know that now?
Oh, you can
Just
see
because
that
it's
arm is
small.
too small
Because
now,
it's
see?
small.
You nearly
He'd
got me.
bite with it, this little bugger. You got to grow quite, I know
No,
that
he's not
the
big
major
enough.
didn't. You got to grow quite a bit yet.
Okay, let her roll.
Yeah, it's coming up. That one done very well.
You got a fine haul there.
That one done a good haul.
You're not all spawny.
Oh, I think it is. You don't turn it like that, so you do good.
The pots were all hauled. Time to head home. Tom paused to cover the day's catch with his oilskins. I noted it was done carefully, reverently almost. And why shouldn't it be? For these lobsters are his livelihood, this fishery his way of life.
Oh, no, we're not going to.
And so ended an unforgettable day on Bay d'Espoir, a day fishing with the Morrises. Fishermen, conservationists, hard-working men, happy and contented with their lot, on intimate terms with the land and the sea.